Wow. So, I decided to record a video just to explain why I feel my family and I should start a GoFundMe. Not just for me, but for us. Going through the thought of having brain surgery and starting my life all over and the risk of having brain surgery, there is only an 85% chance of actually this working for me and of my husband actually fighting this battle with me. Actually, let me back up for you guys. Imagine 5 years of fighting this battle with me, but him only doing this by himself. The only person working, having to come home from work, stop working, and my kids, who are not his biological children, but they call him daddy and take him as their dad, and stop making money to provide for us because every time I have a seizure, he has to come home to see about me. Every time I have to go to the hospital, every time I have to go to the doctor, every time something is wrong with me, he always has to see about me. Now, we're at the point where they want to cut my head open, is what I say. But I have what they call mal petite brain seizures. Now they want to put 4 slices on each side of my head and see if I have seizures, surges on each side of the brain before they remove the back lobe on the right side of my brain, which is right here behind the ear. If that does not happen on each side of my brain, they will remove it. If it is not that, then I go through this surgery all for nothing. But keep in mind, my husband is the one that has to still go through all of this with me. This is a 2-week process and still all of a year of recovery for me. And I still take all of this risk. All of the risk includes leakage of the brain. All of the risks includes spinal fluid leakage. It all includes even death on my part. I have fought through this. I'm a very strong person. I have a very strong husband. He's an amazing man. All I want is help for us. Not just us, more so him. I've never seen anybody go through this.
Call from Cornel_husband.
Talking about him, and he's calling me right now. Just to check on me multiple times a day to make sure that I'm not having a seizure. I guarantee that I ignored that call just because I'm making a video about him. He's going to call me back at least 5 times just to make sure that I'm not having a seizure. I love my husband to death. I want to know that we can fight this battle together. I want to know that us not becoming homeless ever again, us not ever fighting this financial hardship ever again, never happens to us. Imagine being homeless with 3 kids and having the financial struggles that we've had because only one person in our house works and the other one is basically terminally ill. I may not look ill, But when you're in a place and your brain stops working and you freeze up and you just drop, that is very extreme to have a seizure. Sometimes I babble or my tongue gets all tied. If you have a moment to even take a time to look up what a grand mal seizure is, what a mal petite seizure is, just look up to see what epilepsy is in general and see how it can affect your brain. All we're asking for is just someone at some point take time to just donate a little bit. Even if it's 50 cents, maybe $1. We're not asking for your whole paycheck. I would never, ever, ever. I'm just asking just for a little bit of help. Not for my kids, just for him to be able to not have that stress to say, how am I going to make it this 2 weeks while she's in this hospital and coming back and forth, or our kids.
Call from Cornel_husband.
And I'm correct again. There's that phone call because I did not answer the phone while I'm making a recording about him. I love him with more than all of my heart. And all I want to know is that somebody is willing to want to help him. Everybody that I make this recording to and we share this with either knows him personally or knows me personally. I love Cornel with more than all of me. And all I want to know is that somebody else loves him just as much as I love him. And that he can take that little bit of burden off of him to know that his wife, while she's in the hospital, he doesn't have to worry about the next year of struggling with these children while I'm healing, going through physical therapy, whether if I have to go through speech therapy, if I'm going to have to go through walking therapy, whatever therapy, whatever this brain surgery does to me, because I don't know what God has in plan for me. Like I tell people all the time, I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. He has me in his palm of his hand since the day that I came out of my mother's womb, a pound and a half. I'm already set in his favor. He's already wrote it in his book. But right now, all I'm asking for is just a little bit of help and some prayers. And keep praying for me is all I'm asking for. And a little bit of help. Thank you. Thank you very much.